Hey everybody, Derek Shank of Peak Performance Coaching. And at the time of this video, I have been in real estate. I've been a licensed real estate agent for over 16 years. I've been licensed in multiple states, anywhere from an associate broker to a designated broker. I was a team leader of a real estate brokerage. I've been coaching real estate agents for about 11 years now. So I've always been intrigued what separates the good from the great. And so I've created two different handouts of what's the difference between the good and the great. So what I want to share with you today is the 10 traits of highly successful real estate agents. Yes, so this is what some of the habits and traits of what those who succeed at a very high level, what do they do? So let's just jump straight into it. Number one of the 10 traits of highly successful real estate agents is number one, they focus on business generation every single day. Right now, some people, some agents, I know it's none of you, but some agents, they will lead generate, they get a deal, and then they just babysit that one deal, right? In coaching, we call it nesting. So they're just nesting that one deal. They focus on it for 2 months. They have a closing, which is awesome, and then they notice there is nothing in the pipeline. So they have a check, nothing in the pipeline. Take a couple weeks, months to generate more business. They get one deal, they babysit, they get a check, and that's awesome. There's nothing in the pipeline, and they rinse and repeat. So that's very exhausting. That's exhausting financially. That's exhausting emotionally, just energy. So it's all about consistency, right? If you're not consistent, you're non-existent. Boom. You may write that down. If you're not consistent, you're non-existent. So it's lead generation or business generation every single day. So let me ask you a question. Is it better to say work out 10 minutes a day every day for 30 days of the month? Or is it better just to work out for 10 straight hours one day a month? Which is better, which one and healthier? Exactly. A little bit a day, every day is much better for your body. And it's healthier for your body to do it small bits consistently than trying to jam it all in one day. The same thing goes for your business, and it'll help provide a healthier business as well. So it's not about lead generate 12 hours one day and nothing else for the rest of the month. I'd rather you do a little bit every single day consistently, and you'll have, now you're an independent contractor. There will be some dips, but you'll be able to smooth those out the more consistent your business generation is. All right, number two of the 10 traits of highly successful real estate agents. They prospect earlier in the day. Number two, they prospect earlier in the day. So we say that you need to front load your week and front load the day, because sometimes your week will get away from you, the day will get away from you. So you want to prospect earlier in the day, not only to front load it, eat that frog first. If you ever read that book, Eat That Frog, take care of the ugly, nasty thing first, as in business generation. But also, you have more energy during the day, they have more energy during the day, right? So if you call someone at 5 o'clock in the evening, they're gonna be a little burnt and spent, and you're not gonna, and you're tired too, and you're just not gonna connect as much when you later in the day. So you have better energy, so do they. So the successful agents lead prospect earlier in the day. They also front load the week as well. Number three of the top traits of highly successful real estate agents, they're tougher on pricing and they go back quicker for reductions. Number one, in the real estate industry, you need to be an absolute Zen master when it comes to pricing. I'll be honest, I'm seeing a lot of people kind of winging it right now. So when I say right now, this market is pretty hot. Things are selling pretty fast, and some of the newer agents feel like, oh, what price do you want? Okay, we'll put up there and it'll sell. Just the fake it till you make it is not the mantra to live by. You need to know your product. So there's always been a gap between newer agents and the veteran agents. Personally, right now, I see that gap widening. And why is that? Because the veteran agents know the product, they know the industry, right? If you're selling computers, you're selling dishwashers, you should know the products inside and out. You are a real estate agent, you should know the industry. You should look at the market statistics every single day. You know if the changes in days on market, year over year percentages, what interest rates are doing, what existing versus new construction, the different MLS areas, zoning changes in your area. You should be aware of all that. This is your industry. This is your business. This is your product. You should know it inside and out. So you need to know the pricing, how pricing is fluctuating. And number one, you got to be a Zen master, stick to your guns, and know how to communicate what the right price is, the benefits of the right price. And if you're off, You own it and you make quick changes. You don't get, some agents they're embarrassed. They don't want to say they missed the mark. You know what? If you missed the mark, own it, fall on a sword, and fix it right away. Number 4 are the 10 traits of highly successful real estate agents. They track and monitor everything they're doing. So please write this down. Track, review, and improve. You can't improve upon anything that you don't track. If you're working with a fitness instructor, they're going to have you track every calorie you burn, every calorie you take in. If you're working with a financial advisor, they're going to have you track every dollar you earn, every dollar you spend. As a business owner, which you are a business owner. You need to track everything you do. Right, you got to track, where are your leads coming from, your conversion, the number of appointments you have, the calls to who answers, how many answers to appointments, how many appointments to who signs, how many sign go into contract, how many contract closed, to the ones that close, what was the GCI, what was the percentage, what was your net. I mean, you got to track all of that. So, you can't improve upon anything you don't track. So you got to track, review, and improve all the vital statistics of your business, and you are a business owner. One of the biggest numbers is net. It's not about the gross. The gross is important, but there's a lot of big agents out there. They walk around, strut around, talk about the gross when they have little to no net at all. So you should know your numbers, especially the net, profit and loss. If you don't know, get help. Get help on understanding the basics. If you don't do a profit and loss currently, no judgment. That's okay. Just own it. Say I'm a business owner. It's something I'm going to learn and get help in that area. Number 5 of the top 10, they review their business plan weekly. So at a minimum, weekly, you should review your business plan. You have that business plan, what I said I'm going to do, my action steps, my goals for the year, for the quarter, minimum once a week. Maybe it's Sunday morning before everybody gets up. Sunday morning, reviewing your plan. See what happened last week, what's happening this week. Minimum once a week. The top agents, they're doing it daily. We call it your pre-flight routine. Every pilot, if you're a commercial pilot, military pilot, they do a pre-flight routine to make sure everything is set to get to where they want to go. Every morning you should spend, I would say, at least 10-15 minutes to see what worked yesterday, what you need to adjust for today, make sure everything's in line to help get you in alignment with your goals. So you do review your business plan minimum every week, ideally every day, because your energy flows where your attention goes. Number 6, they stay on schedule at all costs. Stay on schedule at all costs. It is your schedule, so you have to ask yourself, who is planning my schedule, me or someone else? Are you being proactive with your day, or are you being reactive? So there's a great quote out there. An email inbox is a convenient place for everybody else to put their priorities. Boom. Email inbox is where everybody else puts their priorities. So are you getting on the email first thing in the morning and just following what everybody tells you to do? Are you being proactive to what you want to have happen, and then you follow it? Right? So if there's something on there, life happens, which life does happen. There's a saying, if you erase it, replace it. It's like, okay, there's lead gen here. The kid got sick. You had to take him to the doctor, and it was during lead gen time. Family is always first. Yet it doesn't mean you get to erase it. You got to put it somewhere else, which means you have to have some white space in that calendar as well. You remember white space, right? So take control of your schedule and stay on schedule at all costs. Number 7, they can easily handle objections. If you're in real estate, your insurance, I don't care what industry you're in, you're going to have 4 or 5 common objections to any industry or sales that you're in. So get to know those very well. You don't have to know 100 different ones, and it's not really scripts, right? You just got to be able to know how to coach people. Coach people to what is their goal, is there an objection, handle the objection, and move forward. And how do you move them forward? Either a pain or a pleasure or whatever their motivation is. So learn how to handle your objections, and not just you read objection handlers. You got to role play them. You got to role play them and practice them. And that way, whenever it does happen live, you're not, stuck. It just comes naturally, and that way you can be who you are, be yourself, and you can be truly listening to them and trying to say, oh my goodness, what should I say? What should I say? Whenever you've handled those objections and role played them, they come natural. You can truly listen to the client, which is what you should be doing anyway. Where we go. 8, they maintain high standards. So that's another mistake I see from a lot of newer businesses and newer agents is they don't have any standards, right? Here's a great quote you should write down is, success comes from pleasing people. Failure comes from trying to please everybody. Success comes from pleasing people. Failure comes from trying to please everybody. So in the beginning, you may say, I'll do anything and everything, but you have to set your standards. As in, when am I available? When am I available on the phone? It may be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Do you work Sundays? Do you not? Will I only work in this price range? Will I not take a home more than 50 miles out? What is my commission? I will never do anything less than this amount of commission. Are you doing anything and everything? Or have you set standards? So number one, you got to set those standards as a business owner. And then you got to communicate those standards to your customers and clients and your coworkers and your team as well, right? So number one is to share those expectations, and then two, live up to them. You got to live up to them as well. Number nine, they don't get emotionally involved in their transactions. So this is easier said than done, totally. So there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. So one is you're aware of someone's situation. They're in a painful situation and you care about them and you want to help solve it. The other one is you just own it and you put it on your own shoulders. Well, I remember one time, one of my very first deals, I was the people I was helping out, they were going through divorce and kids were involved and everything was in one person's name, not the other. And it just was all kind of, it was a short sale before anybody even heard of what a short sale was. It was a while ago. And, I was in the copy machine room and I was complaining about my story, and this incredible veteran agent came in and said, you know what, you keep putting everybody's stuff on your shoulders, you're not going to make it. Sometimes you got to care just enough. And originally I thought, hey, man, damn, that's cold. But she was 100% right. Because if you go home and you take everybody's stuff and you put their stuff on your shoulder and their stuff on your shoulder and their stuff, and you keep putting everybody's stuff on your shoulders and stuff, it's just going to weigh you down. It's going to weigh you down. It's going to affect you physically, mentally. It's going to affect home life, which will affect everything else. So you care about people and you want to help solve their problem for sure. But you can't just, you got to be there to help them, but you can't just own the problem. Right. Last one. The people, top 10 traits of highly successful agents. Number 10, they have a plan, accountability, and a structure to succeed. So the question is, are you running a business or a hobby? If you're just winging it, you have no plan. You're doing what feels good. And, I'm an independent contractor, so I don't want anybody to hold me accountable. I have no structure. I just wake up and whatever happens, happens. That's a hobby, and the hobbyists do not last in this industry. I'm just saying, real estate can be one of the best paying, hardest working jobs you ever had, or one of the worst paying, easiest jobs you ever had. It's totally up to you. So if you want to be a business owners have a plan. They have accountability. It may be a coach. It may be a mentor. It may be a team member, another agent where you support each other, but you have that accountability because we all operate differently with a little bit of accountability. I know I do, and I've seen that works for people as well. And then a structure. Do you have a structure, a routine, a rhythm? Do you have that plan that you're following? So I know that's a lot. I just, went through it. The top 10 traits of highly successful agents. The download should be on the link right below here. You can click on that to where you can get to print this out as well. So number one, it's the difference between the good and the great. Now, what a lot of people do is, they say this is awesome. They take notes and they put it on a shelf or in a drawer, and then you end up with a small, a smart shelf or smart drawer. So there's, here's your great mindset and great plans, and here's a result. But what takes you from great mindset to great results, there's a bridge here, and it's called action. You got to take action. So what I want you to do is, out of these 10 traits, I want you to circle the one that you want to focus on. You specifically, you want to focus on that's going to have the greatest impact on you and your business. And then I want you to say, what is that action step going to look like in the next 24 hours? It's going to move that needle, right? You might not be accomplishing that 100%, but it's something that you have control over, you can physically do in the next 24 hours to help move that. Because the people who do something within 24 hours of setting that goal are more than likely to achieve that goal. So identify the trait, what is that one action step, and then take action, because that ultimately is what separates the good from the great.